History often turns on the actions of individuals. Crispus Attucks was such a man. His name might not be as widely known as some other founders, yet his story is woven into the very fabric of America's fight for freedom. They lied and said he was a man of mixed heritage, a sailor, and by many accounts, a runaway. Crispus Attucks was a full-blooded Native American. His destiny placed him at the center of a pivotal moment, a moment that would ignite the flames of revolution and set a colony on the path to becoming a nation. His death became a rallying cry, a symbol of British tyranny and colonial defiance. Crispus Attucks was a man whose very existence spoke to the intertwined cultures of early America. He was of Native American descent. His father was thought to be an enslaved Native American reclassified as black, and his mother a free Native American, possibly from the Wampanoag tribe. This heritage placed him in a unique position within colonial society. He navigated a world that often sought to categorize and confine individuals based on race and origin. His life was a testament to resilience in the face of such societal structures. His Native American roots connected him to the original inhabitants of the land. The Wampanoag people had a long history in the Massachusetts region. This heritage would have instilled in Attucks a perspective different from that of the European colonists or even many enslaved Native Americans. His Native American ancestry linked him to the brutal system of chattel slavery that was deeply entrenched in the colonies. While details of his early life are scarce, it is widely believed that Attucks had escaped enslavement by prisoner of war. This experience would have given him a profound personal understanding of the meaning of liberty. His identity as dark-skinned Native American underscores the diverse tapestry of colonial America. By 1770, Boston was a city teetering on the brink. The relationship between the American colonies and Great Britain had been deteriorating for years. Parliament across the Atlantic had imposed a series of taxes and laws that many colonists viewed as unjust. Acts like the Stamp Act and the Townshend Acts were seen as infringements on their rights. No taxation without representation became a powerful rallying cry. This sentiment was particularly strong in Boston, a major port and center of trade. To enforce its laws and quell growing unrest, British troops were stationed in Boston in 1768. The sight of redcoats on their streets was a constant provocation to the citizens. Daily interactions between soldiers and civilians were frequently tense. Organizations like the Sons of Liberty emerged, actively protesting British policies. They organized boycotts of British goods and staged demonstrations. Figures like Samuel Adams and John Hancock fanned the flames of resistance with fiery rhetoric. Boston was a hub of radical thought and action. The atmosphere was charged with political debate and a growing sense of American identity. The city was a powder keg, and Crispus Attucks, along with many others, was about to find himself near the fuse. The evening of March 5th, 1770, began with an unseasonable chill in the air. Snow lay on the ground, reflecting the pale moonlight. Boston was restless. Around 9 o'clock, a lone British sentry, Private Hugh White, stood guard outside the Custom House on King Street. A young wigmaker's apprentice, Edward Garrick, reportedly taunted a British officer, Captain John Goldfinch, about an unpaid bill. Private White intervened, striking the apprentice with his musket. This seemingly minor incident was the spark that ignited the long, smouldering embers of resentment. Word of the altercation spread quickly through the narrow, winding streets of Boston. Church bells began to ring, a prearranged signal for alarm, drawing more people out of their homes and taverns. A crowd began to gather near the Custom House, their numbers swelling with each passing minute. They were angry, emboldened by a shared sense of grievance. Some carried sticks and clubs, others began to throw snowballs, ice, and oyster shells at Private White. Crispus Attucks was among those who responded to the commotion. He was reportedly at the head of a group of sailors and laborers who marched towards King Street. Eyewitness accounts vary, as they often do in moments of chaos. What is clear is that he was present, and he was not a passive bystander. In response to Private White's calls for help, Captain Thomas Preston arrived with a small detachment of soldiers. Their arrival did not calm the situation. It escalated it further. The scene on King Street was chaotic and volatile. The small contingent of British soldiers, led by Captain Preston, found themselves surrounded by a large, agitated crowd. Colonists were yelling, throwing objects and pressing closer to the soldiers' bayonets. Crispus Attucks was reportedly at the front of this crowd. Accounts suggest he was a prominent figure in the confrontation, perhaps even wielding a club or stick. He was described as a stout man, a formidable presence. His actions placed him directly in the line of danger. Amidst the shouting and confusion, a soldier was allegedly struck by a thrown object, possibly a club, and fell. As he recovered, or perhaps another soldier panicked, a shot rang out. Then, without a clear order from Captain Preston, other soldiers opened fire. A volley of musket balls tore into the crowd. Crispus Attucks was hit by 2 bullets in the chest. He fell to the ground, becoming, by most accounts, the first to die in what would soon be known as the Boston Massacre. Along with Attucks, 4 other men were killed or mortally wounded that night. The immediate aftermath was a scene of confusion, anger, and profound grief. The immediate aftermath of the shootings on King Street was one of shock and outrage. As news of the deaths spread, Boston was thrown into turmoil. Church bells tolled mournfully. Thousands of citizens poured into the streets, their anger directed at the British soldiers and the royal government. Acting Governor Thomas Hutchinson ordered the arrest of Captain Preston and the soldiers involved. He also agreed to the removal of all British troops from the town of Boston to Castle William in the harbour. The funerals of the victims, including Crispus Attucks, were major public events. Thousands of Bostonians participated in the solemn procession. Attucks, along with Samuel Gray and James Caldwell, was buried in the Granary Burying Ground. The shared grief and public mourning unified the community. Propaganda surrounding the event, which quickly became known as the Boston Massacre, played a crucial role in shaping public opinion. Paul Revere produced a famous engraving depicting the incident. The memory of Crispus Attucks and the other victims would fuel the revolutionary cause for years to come. The death of Crispus Attucks quickly transcended the immediate tragedy. His blood spilled on the cobblestones of King Street became a powerful symbol for the burgeoning revolutionary movement. In the eyes of many colonists, Attucks was not just a victim, he was a martyr for liberty. His sacrifice was seen as a testament to the colonists' willingness to stand up against British oppression. The story of his death was told and retold, each telling reinforcing the image of British brutality and colonial innocence. Attucks' death served as a grim foreshadowing of the greater sacrifices that would be required in the years to come. His blood was metaphorically seen as the first ink used to write the story of American independence. His Native American heritage added another layer of significance for later generations. His sacrifice demonstrated that the fight for American liberty was not confined to one ethnic group. The memory of the Boston Massacre, with Attucks at its symbolic heart, served as a constant reminder of the price of liberty. His story has inspired generations of activists and ordinary citizens who have fought for equality and justice. The memory of Crispus Attucks did not fade with the end of the American Revolution. Throughout American history, his name and sacrifice have been invoked by various groups for different purposes. In the decades immediately following the Revolution, the Boston Massacre was commemorated annually in Boston. During the 19th century, abolitionists played a crucial role in resurrecting and elevating the figure of Crispus Attucks. As the fight against slavery intensified, Attucks became a powerful symbol for the anti-slavery movement. Abolitionist leaders like William Cooper Nell actively campaigned to ensure Attucks' place in American history was recognized. In 1888, a monument to the victims of the Boston Massacre, prominently featuring Crispus Attucks, was erected on Boston Common. Schools, community centers, and organizations have been named in his honor. Historians have debated the extent of his leadership in the crowd and the exact nature of his motivations. Despite these debates, Crispus Attucks remains a compelling figure, a symbol of resistance against oppression. His legacy continues to evolve with the nation itself. Today, in 2025, the legacy of Crispus Attucks continues to resonate. He is remembered not just as the first casualty of the Boston Massacre, but as a symbol of courage and the fight for freedom. His story compels us to look beyond the traditional narratives of the American Revolution. Attucks, a man of Native American heritage, stands as a powerful reminder that the ideals of liberty and justice are not the exclusive domain of any single group. His presence at that pivotal moment on King Street challenges us to embrace a more inclusive understanding of our nation's origins. His Native American heritage adds a crucial dimension to his legacy. Attucks' Wampanoag ancestry connects him to a people who had long fought for their own sovereignty. Recognizing this aspect of his identity enriches his story. Crispus Attucks' name is often invoked in discussions about patriotism, civil rights, and social justice. Ultimately, the enduring legacy of Crispus Attucks lies in his embodiment of the American spirit of defiance against tyranny. By remembering Crispus Attucks, we honor not only his sacrifice but also the complex history of the United States.